When you get to the place where you see yourself as that spiritual being, all of your fears disappear and you're able to surrender. I remember someone reading one of my books, and I was at a talk, and at the end of the talk, she stood up and she said, "You know, I didn't get very much out of your book. It was your sacred self." She said, "I didn't get much out of it. Some people need to tell me that." And I said, there's just lots of other books out there as well, something to that effect. And it's already done, because when people tell me that I should have written it one way or another, I said, it's just so much trouble to recall them all. It's like, there's too many out there. She said, "But the one thing that I did get out of your book is that I no longer have a fear of death." She said, "I'm just not afraid to die anymore." I said, "That's all you got out of one book?" I mean, Freud lived a whole lifetime saying that the major fear of every single one of us as human beings is this fear of death and what it is and where we go. And that's all been wiped out in one book, and you didn't get very much out of it? But truly, when you get into that place of surrender and understanding the infinite nature of who you are, that the part of you that is invisible is truly infinite, the fear of death goes away. Maslow once described the flaws of self-actualizing people, the flaws. And the number one flaw, he said, of self-actualizing people is that they get over death almost as if it didn't happen, because for them it doesn't. One of the essays I wrote from in Wisdom of the Ages was from Rumi. In his observation, he said, "I saw death drinking a cup of sorrow, and I called out, 'It tastes sweet, does it not?' 'You've caught me,' grief answered, 'and you've ruined my business. How can I sell sorrow when you know it's a blessing?'" That's from Rumi in the 13th century, one of the whirling dervishes. So being able to find the infinite place within yourself, that's what Valerie's book is about, the infinite mind, and knowing it, and going there, and knowing that you can't die. You just can't die. The part of you that is infinite was never born, and never dies. And coming into grips with that, that's what I mean when I speak about spiritual. I'm also speaking about the power of emptying your mind. Emptying your mind. Getting quiet. I've told people many times that meditation is a very important part of the spiritual process. And I don't encourage or ask people to meditate because it will make you more relaxed. It will bring you more peace. You will find more harmony. It'll make you look younger, because it takes the stress right out of your life and out of your skin as well. And people who've been meditating for 15 and 20 years often look much, much younger than their actual physical age. I'm 92 years old. I know that's hard for you to believe, but I tell them those are not the reasons to meditate. They're all sort of part of the sideshow of meditation. That the reason to learn to meditate is that it is the only way that you can come to know God. And the reason that is true is because God is the one power in the universe. That theme will be stressed over and over here. There is one power in the universe, not two. Most of our problems, quote, problems, come from our belief in two powers. The power of something that is God, but also the reverse, the power of something that is not of God. But I am suggesting here over and over again that there's only one power, and anything that does not appear to be of God is God going away from God. It's love going in the wrong direction, because there's only one power. This whole category of things that we call problems, which the Course tells us are just all illusions. They're all things that can't be real, and nothing that is not real can exist. Even though it appears to exist, in reality, it's not there. So what has this got to do with emptying your mind? If God is everywhere and there's only one power, it means there's no place that God is not. If there's no place that God is not, God is indivisible. You can't cut God in half and put God here and then non-God here. God is that which is indivisible. And what is the only experience that you can have that is indivisible? Everything in your physical world, the material world, the world of illusion, the world of Maya, has a dichotomy attached to it. In the Bhagavad Gita, it teaches us to blend or blur the dichotomies. Up, down, good, bad, right, wrong, male, female, old, young, conservative, liberal. There's always an opposite, North Pole. I used to teach a course in metaphysics at St. John's University back in New York in the 70s. And I used to tell my students, anybody who can come to class with just the North Pole of a magnet gets an A in the course. No South Pole, just bring in the North Pole. And no matter how thin they would slice it, there was always, in the physical world, what? Its opposite. All right? It's the world of opposites. So how do you get past the world of opposites to find the world of spirit? You go to silence. Silence, said Melville, is God's one and only voice. Because God is indivisible and silence is indivisible. You cut silence in half and what do you have? More silence.